Hello and welcome to this episode of the Ranting Atheist podcast. Today we'll be listening to the deconversion story of a fellow Nigerian atheist. She was raised, obviously, in a Christian home, and the thing that helped her to start seeing things from a different perspective was her exposure to philosophy. Like me, I'm still quite ignorant about philosophy, Almost like some people think that atheists need to go and learn philosophy by default. Like, it's basic. Show me your God, and I don't need any fucking ontological all those they are big words of philosophy headache. But philosophy helped her begin to break down her beliefs and see things from a different perspective. So it's a story that I know you enjoy. So if you haven't subscribed, Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and other places podcasts available. Then if you also like to share your story, please feel free to reach out via the links in the show notes below, whether it's social media or email. We'd love to hear your story. So now let's go and listen to the deconversion story of Ajoke. Ajoke, yeah, welcome to the Ranting Atheist podcast. How you doing now?
Thank you. I'm fine.
It's good to have you here finally.
Same here.
At last. Thanks for agreeing to share your story. We need to hear stories of women that have been living in this bullshit.
It is necessary.
Because religion thrives on women. Without women, religion will die. Have you noticed both Christianity and Islam, especially in this country? Like, Islam is even careless. They bully their women, but Christianity will come very subtle and plant some ideas in their minds when they are young. Tell them you're supposed to be like this for your husband. Who will marry you? Who will marry you?
It's always women. Somebody is barren, is the woman. You are looking for husband, is the woman. You have to sow fruit of kiniko for your children that is in abroad, is the women.
Behind every successful man is a praying wife. Successful man cannot pray. The whole conflict is just putting women, like women are expected to be the religious one in the family. Like if the man is going astray, everybody is not surprised. But the woman is not religious. Everybody's like, yeah, a wife. Somebody's supposed to be this.
There was a day that my brother's wife made a statement that I was asking, we were talking about cheating. She was not like, if my husband cheats, it's okay, he's a man now, it's normal. But me as a woman, why would I ever do that? So if your husband is cheating, you just be in church praying for him. Like, the man is not
for him. He's collecting head in one hotel.
Actually, it's collecting water everywhere.
Yeah, I know that. So that's one of the things. Like, if more women can be encouraged to start dropping these beliefs, it's one of the key things that will help us to move this country forward. Because look at even when SARS protests, now women drive this thing now. There's a lot of power. If women don't involve, things don't go happen now.
I'm telling you.
So that's why I'm looking at this our quote and unquote atheist movement where now pennies wielders they walk up and down. He gets where we feel rich. We can't do it without women. So that's why we need to create a safe space and let them know that hey, it's not only you. You're not crazy for not buying the bullshit anymore. You are not. You're not supposed to carry God for it because you're a woman. Why can't the man to carry God for it? Why does every time women have to keep yourself, always be calm? It's just full of bullshit, man. It's just fucking bullshit. That's what I see. Yeah, so the listener now knows we are speaking with Ajoke. So we'd like to know a little more about you to the extent of which you are comfortable with. So, your name, Ajoke, of course.
Okay, my name is Ajoke.
Your location, your age. If you don't want to do age, Gen Z or millennial, that kind of thing. Then what do you do for a living? and any other thing you like to add.
Okay. My name is Ajoke. I am irreligious and I am a
Okay.
nudist, also a
Oshie.
student, and just transitioning into tech. Oh, my age, I'm 28.
Oh, nice.
So what
So millennial.
else?
So you are a millennial.
Oh,
Are
I
you
don't do much.
single? Are you unavailable?
Oh, I just got married last week. Yay!
Hallelujah.
It's not got me a husband like me.
Got you a word. I didn't hear that part.
A slut husband like me.
Oshie, 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 Oshie. Oshie. That's the best.
And
Everybody's in
I am
sync.
also polyamorous.
Oh, nice, 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 nice. That's cool. That's something I'm still studying. Like, okay, that's cool. You know, now we that were inside a box. It's not that we started thinking out of the box. So everything is
I
step by step.
understand. Like my husband used to tell me when I was still, when I just newly got into not being religious, he said I moved from being agnostic to atheism like in few days. He was still thinking about it for years. Like oh, should I just say that should I just believe that there is no God? I should still be in that questioning part. But I moved from questioning to into saying that there is no God. And the idea is just not
No time.
making any sense.
There's no time. No time. So to you, what is atheism? What's your own definition of atheism? Everybody has their own different definition. So me, I always like to know how do you define atheism?
Okay, operationally, I would define atheism for me as not believe. It will start from my background as a believer of science. So things that doesn't, according to what Descartes said, things that doesn't feel or that you can't feel, you can't see, you can't have. How should I put it now?
Tangible?
Yes, it's not tangible, and you just feel like there is a lot of skepticism that comes with something that is not logical and things that are not tangible. So for me to now say those things that are not tangible is now above me, is not sensible for me as a believer of science. So atheism for me would be believing in things that are actually logical. So the existence
Okay.
of a being, a supreme being that is above, that is controlling things, that is pulling the strings, is not logical to me because I just feel like I can see myself, I can see the person next to me. If I need to, let's say I go on a course now, I can see my lecturer delivering what he knows to me, but something that is just not there, and I just have to believe that whatever breeze that is blowing, or if paper should blow on my desk now, it is that supreme being. It doesn't make any sense to me. So for me, atheism would be not believing in something that is logical, illogical. Yes.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So now, we'd like to know what your religious background, give us the origin story,
Oh
how
my
it all
god.
began. I know as a Nigerian, high possibility, like I would say like 95% to be generous, chance that you grew up in one religious belief or the other. So it's
Yes.
very
So
hard for you to escape. So give us the origin story.
I grew up. I grew up in a deeper life home. My both
Jesus.
yes,
Wow.
so that's what we see am.
I
My
never
both
expected it.
you never experienced it, and this is it.
Oh,
My
you've
both
come a
parents,
long way.
yes, I did. So, my background has always been this. You know how deeper life is. You can't. There are even ones that regular. Let's say, you're attending winners. You can see even flex
Listen,
some things. Deeper life,
I
you
tell
can't
you.
even bear. when I was in school, because I went to a boarding house, I know my parents held this kind of belief: don't pierce your ear, don't do this. But my grandma took me out and pierced my ear for me. So when they took me to a boarding house, because I even requested for it because the house is just somehow. So I will tell I tend to buy these small jewelries that I can afford, then take it to school, then put it in my ear. But my brothers too in the same school. When we get back home, they will start reporting me to my mom like, this Olama was hearing Igbata. Igbata day school, you know those kind of things. My mom would now wake up in the midnight. You know those kind of strong talk. You will not sit me down. Àwọn ọmọ Israeli nígbà yẹn, all those kind of story now that they created an idol from their jewelry and the like. So God requested for people not to use jewelry anymore.
Wait, sorry, but kí ló kan ọmọ Israeli pẹ̀lú ọmọ Yorùbá? Kí ló kan?
Kò yé mi o. But you know, they are like the adults. We feel like they know better. You get so.
Yeah.
It is just. I think for me, it is really hard navigating myself. I have to move as a child between, does this even make sense? I want to look good. I like people wearing it and I envy them. So what's the point in thinking about it and wanting it and you not allowing me to do it? You understand? So I just had to live like this double life back and forth. I was desperately waiting for my brothers to graduate so that I can become a senior. So I can use my thing to like as soon as all of them graduated from the same school like this, the next semester like this, I changed my uniform. I sewed this hot gown. I started putting on my earring. I took off my natural hair, relaxed, started doing this Jericho. I don't even go home for breaks anymore because it just feels like I have to go back and live a lie. You understand?
That's the thing they always do. Like when they do like this, like you have to lie. You have to live a double life. Like even today, even till today, when my friend, did you go to church? Yes. Like without even thinking, what's the name of the church? I don't even get one church name for head. And say it's one redeemed church. Like when they say you live a double life, you don't create an avenue. When you create an avenue of judgment, you force people to lie.
Of course. I think it's one of the let me say goal of counseling. You don't put judgment forward because you make people run back to their shell and give you another false life. So now you are a parent, you are like our first contact. You are already being judgmental before we even try navigating the world. So what do you expect us to do? We will lie about it.
Exactly. So now you are free. You are wearing your gown.
Yes, so I have like 11 piercings self.
So at that time.
No. Now
now we have not gotten to now. We are still back in time.
Okay,
back in time.
Yeah. So
but all those times, did you still believed in God, Sha?
Yes, I did.
It's always in your face. All right.
Yes, so I'm telling you. So I think the church we were attending back then in school was Methodist. So all this, but my own first contact is not necessarily about religion. It's about me wanting to live my life, and the first point is using a jewelry. So I don't know I don't even know that there's another life outside believing in a God.
You're not alone.
So that's like my background.
Okay. So now, as you were a teenager, then that's throughout secondary school, you're able to live your life the way you wanted, to do the double life.
Yes.
So, by the time you got into your 20s, how were things all those while?
By the time I got into my 20s will be when I'm already in the higher institution, yeah. So the first, let's say I gained admission to Kwara State Polytechnic first before I went into before I gained admission to another university. So I met some girls back then from Lagos Island. They're like all these old girls. So I just follow them to the parties. Actually, enjoy. You understand the fact that you have been in a cage for so long, and then it's easier
to chop life.
Exactly. I think the only thing that just saved me then is just that I always valued education. So whatever I'm doing, I ensure that I don't take my education lightly. But
Okay,
it's
yeah.
I think for some people they may just even miss their way altogether and not just get it back because of the anger. You know this
Just you are
yeah,
held back. Just overdue.
exactly. Just tend to just lose your way in anger.
Yeah,
So
it
my
happens.
20s, I still believed in God. I believed in God. There was a time, say, I got confused so much. I think it was in my 200 level that I was thinking that maybe Islam is better than Christianity. You get
What are
like,
you smoking?
I don't know. I don't
Yes,
know
please,
what
Fafa
to
Kufa.
do. I just feel like I think Muslim. You know, the place I did my higher institution was
Yeah,
largely
Quara now.
Islamic, yes, Islamic
Yeah.
state. So it was like it's always all over your face. You know, all these Alaja, they tend to make you feel as if they are so closer to God, and you just for no apparent reason because you don't even have enough knowledge to even decipher or juggle things together and be like, oh, this is what I want. And you know, over right from the beginning, we're not even given choice, the ability to choose. They just jumble everything on your head like you have to be this, you have to be this. So I
Yeah,
think it's
so
out of rebellion that makes me even think Islam may actually be a better religion. Oh my god! I got home, I told my mom, she was like, Kiniko, started telling all my brothers, what's here more? I was once a Muslim, Mulikat but
eh?
when I saw Christianity, I realized that Christianity is even way better. Can you even pray for 5 times a day? Blah blah blah. I just got tired and dropped it. I said it was just, you see, I can't even have a proper conversation with her. Can you imagine? Oh, it's somebody in early 20s that is confused about something. You go to your mother and she's not even able to even say something tangible. But
Just
it
even
was
sit down.
just
Okay, this is why I believe. Oh, this is what
exactly.
happened. This was
It's,
okay. This was how I was a Muslim, and this happened. Tell the story of how you became a Christian from a Muslim, and it's something that we to
something
be
else. She was just
relatable.
reporting me to every goddamn person she was able to talk to. It was just wild.
That's one of the times our parents that gaslighting.
Gas, gas.
If it's not gaslighting, they will flog you. I say, I don't know. And looking back now, me, I feel like it's kind of Yahweh like. That's what me
Yeah,
is Yahweh
it's
like.
what they've
Like,
learned.
yeah, it's so somehow I've stopped being angry in that phase because I remember a time when uh my father said my father it was my 20s said oh Berumo. I'm like, shouldn't you be afraid that I'm afraid of you?
Yes,
Because I am still afraid of you at my age. As in I didn't say to him, but about I told my brother like, hey Baba, what's this thing? Like I should still be afraid of a person if I not like he go die. So why why will I be afraid of you?
they
When
just thrive in that.
you understand? And it now flipped to there's now like a time when they were trying to force a relationship with me because we've kind of it was kind of good morning sir, good morning sir, no true if you talk any extra they go use them
Exactly.
against you. So now like we should be
Exactly.
friends, in my mind I'm like you did not lay the foundation for that to
Ah,
happen, so
as in,
why
for real. All of a
you
sudden,
know
you think it will just happen like that.
so those are the things I see the Yahweh like you're supposed to love me. You are
Regardless,
commanded to love. And
you don't
you
have
should also
this
fear me. And I'm like, something is not wrong. But yeah, the Bible will say, is it first John? I mean, there's no fear in love, something like that. I'm like, do you see how the Bible causes confusion?
I'm telling you.
So those are the things I noticed when I was like going through it. I was like, this is what I saw. Yeah. So your confusion, your mom gaslighted you, so you carried on. So what else happened now? How did you after she just gaslighted you and you just moved on, or what happened next?
Yes, I did. I did moved on. I
So
think
you stayed away from Islam or you went to
I
visit
stayed.
somebody else?
I stayed away from
Who
Islam.
convinced you?
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you,
I was just I can't even just go through the stress, but because my mom can be so I don't know how to put it. She would not talk to you and be like, "Oh, my child, this is what you should do," but everybody will start calling you and be like, "Ha, mommy is supposed to kidney buy you. Show your
uh, wait, is it our friends or your aunties or
My
who is she calling?
aunties, my brothers, and the likes, and they too, they will just be like, oh, me fẹ́ wàhálà mọ́ mi ò mi ò. And you know all those guys, so I just, and let me just go to the future and imagine every other thing I can go and be like, don't worry, I'm back to Christianity. And there is something that remarkable that happened in my secondary school is there's this student pastor back then that would be saying that he sees vision for people and the like. He saw vision for me then. He said, I went 27, I was going to die, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm the only female of my family. That my
At
mom,
27 you die.
yes, that my mom, what is it about ọ̀tọ̀rọ̀ mi lọ́wọ́ òrìṣà, all those kind of things. So
True.
I think those are the kind of things that actually, they actually bind you with fear of the unknown. So before you
Yes,
know,
now
you
it's
just
fear.
you
Fear
just want
and
to
guilt.
be like, don't let me die, oh, blah, blah, don't let me die, and the likes. So I think that's like one of the threshold for me that actually made me even stayed back, and
So you see.
also the fact that I don't know, my dad, he tend to act some ways that it's traumatic for my emotions, and I just felt like prayer, the way prayers used to be like, oh, you have to cry and blah blah blah. It's like a solace for me. A way to because there's so much hurt and so much pain because I wasn't raised in a lovely home, and there's domestic violence everywhere, and there's no way to. I didn't even know much about psychology then that I can know that, oh, this is not my fault. Their marriage didn't
Yeah.
work and they are just taking it out on us, and you shouldn't even blame yourself for those kind of things. But I don't know, I did not know better back then. So prayer does seem to be like a sort of solace where you just cry, cry, cry,
One
cry.
form of solace.
There's
That's what
nobody you
happened.
can talk to. There's nobody you can talk to. Everybody's just out there to judge you. Like I told my husband then, I started smoking as early as 14 years, I think 14. Smoking and
Just to get
drinking.
away.
Just
Just
to
to get
get
stable.
away. I'm telling you, the little money that they will give me, I will save 39. You know those flat accord that used to be in sachet?
The
It used to
sachet.
be 30 naira, yes. It used to be
Huh?
30 naira. I will buy
How
it
much
like
is
maybe
no, I
like
think it's
three.
now 150. Hey.
I think so.
Economy. What?
I started drinking so early, so fucking early, because there was nobody to talk to. And then
Can
after
imagine.
you get drunk, you still go back to the prayer, I'm like, God, I have sinned. Oh my God.
Now, can you see that a cycle of guilt? That's what this religion thrives on.
Exactly.
You'll be fearful and guilty, and it will come as the solution provider, therefore keeping you inside the system.
Inside, exactly.
Like no escape. You are trapped mentally.
Just a loop, like a continuous loop without an except break. Oh, sorry, I'm already talking codes.
Talk. Say, okay, loop of coding. Okay. Yeah. Those that understand, we understand. You understand, bro. We understand loop now. Loop is a universal thing. You are looping music. You are looping your phone.
So without that except break in the code that will now give you a result, because it's such a continuous process.
So going through this now, how were you able to get through that phase of using alcohol and with the prayer? Did it help? Did the prayer actually help? Did you feel like
It
it
didn't,
helped?
because my dad didn't change. So there was practically no result. Like you said, the religion thrive on women because women have been taught to be like, I don't know, will set your own right, I don't know, will do this. So
Yeah.
if your dad is a deadbeat or is a murderer self, you'll be there praying for he will be beauty, you'll be there praying for your God change it, because it feels like it's your own job. They don't have, as I understand that religion come from is an invention of men.
Yes,
So
male
right from
centered.
exactly, it is right from time, men just want to capture women and let them know that, oh, you are our slaves and the like. So it feels like a man, even if he's wrong, is a man. So we now inherit that women's slave mentality from our mother, that even if our father is wrong, it's our own job to start praying that God change him. God changes that. God do this. God do that. Nothing changed. Up until when I went for NYSC, it was still, I would still wake up my landlord even called me one day like, what is it? Are you the only one with problem in this life? Always a grow can you come from my father's house? Can you come? My father this, my can you come? Oh God.
Okay, where your prayers are we?
I'm telling you, I woke up, you know, they used to say that it's in the midnight that God hear your voice.
Ay.
I have suffered.
Serious suffering. Like, what the fuck? I hated midnight prayers. I know.
It felt like it was the best time that God can hear you and the like.
Like God is deaf during the day. Or
Yeah,
in the night.
I think so, probably.
What? The way they just create all these things is just insane.
They just want you to not enjoy life. So anything that feels like enjoyment, they will turn it to something else. Food we like to eat, they will tell you,
yes, too fast.
We hear you better. Sleep, we love to sleep. The body loves to sleep because it is how the immune will work. Do night vigil. You understand? Sex is sweet.
Sex. The three key things: sleep, food, sex. They deny you of it. Like it's fucking important things to keep you in that guilt cycle and dependency. Fuck.
Like that's the truth. Guilt cycle and dependence. That's just it.
Fuck. It's me. I see it as a virus. A fucking virus. It's
a mind virus.
Seriously, like. They've taken over evolutionary part of our brain that enables us to survive and hijack it. That's where me I see it. They hijack that. So you like now you see somebody who was raised. It's like a virus. Like you see someone who was raised a Catholic. You don't see them going to pray the Pentecostal way to say they are sorry for the sin. What do? They go to their priests to confess their sin and feel relieved after confessing to the priest confession box. And it's fucking insane. Yeah, so now you are praying to God and he's obviously not answering.
Yeah.
So when did it begin to, when did you be like something is wrong? Like when did it start to break down and you started to be like, something is not adding up. Something wrong somewhere.
Okay, I think for me it started, not necessarily that it started in NYSC, but I can say it started in NYSC because NYSC was my most religious time, and it was the time I enjoyed sex more because I served in Calabar and I've heard a lot about Calabar men. So
you have heard about the women too.
I didn't know about homosexuality then or bisexuality.
Oh wow! You didn't know of the existence of such people.
I'm telling you, I didn't even know that as a woman you can actually. I think back in secondary school we used to hear gist about Queen's College that they used to put deep finger. So it used to feel like a thing you don't want to think about.
Urban legend.
As a disgusting thing that you don't even want to think about. So it never even crossed my mind that I can even like a woman. And so I would go to, because I was attending Winners then, I would go to morning devotion by 5. But I like this guy. He has a child, but he fucks so well and so good. I will go to his house overnight. From there, I will go to
to church.
To church in the morning. The first thing then I get to church, you know, like the circle of guilt. Now it starts.
God forgive me. God forgive me. That dick was good, but God forgive me.
There was this time that we had this vigil. Like the vigil was so important that everybody was clamoring about it. That I think I was just so bored, and I just chat up this guy. This guy too is a pastor in his is a youth pastor in his church, in a redeemed church. Oh.
You don't mean it.
I made it. It's a as in. So I was just bored. So I didn't want to sleep before the vigil and miss the vigil. So I went to his place. We fought so well. Like the sex was so good. He was raising my leg everywhere. And then time for vigil came, and I had to go to the church. For 30 minutes, I was just there begging for forgiveness because I was feeling like a dirt, like a rag. To an extent that an usher noticed me, because she was like, you're always lively, especially when it comes to things like, what happened to you? Are you sick? Are you feeling okay? But no, it was this mountain of guilt on my chest, like I enjoyed the sex. So everything was just so much for me, and then I just stood there, just begged for forgiveness of sin, and
You cried?
eventually, I cried a lot.
No.
So eventually, I remembered back then they would be telling us as couple to sow seed, to do this, to do that. So I saw my 1 month alawi. Then after
You fell for that scam.
something that I was supposed to use to chop life.
Oh, no, that thing was hard for me. Eh? My own 19.8. Are you mad?
Actually, like the last straw that broke the camel's back for me. So after I got back home. I was looking for job, searching for job everywhere. So one day I just at the middle of the night, normally I will come back after job search. I will be praying that God will help me. I so see that they told us to throw. Now I did this, I did that. What happened? What's going on? Then I don't know how I stumbled on stoicism. I don't know how to pronounce it, but
Stoicism.
yeah, stoicism. So it was like a turnaround for me, like, and then stoicism and hedonism. So I started comparing those kind of things. It's just like what's it, Karl Marx? What they call itself? Marxism. Marxists, people that believe in the fact that life is not about pleasure, is about, you understand, the opposite of hedonism. So I started comparing things that life
Marxism is the opposite of hedonism.
is it Marxism? I've forgotten. Is it Marxism?
But the opposite of hedonism, or what?
Yes, the opposite of hedonism that says that life is not about just enjoyment.
Let me do Google search. What
Yeah,
is the
I think it's
opposite
Marxism.
of hedonism? What I'm saying is hedenophobia. Yeah?
No,
I don't think that's what you
no,
meant.
just put hedonism philosophy. It should be. Oh, see this hedonophobia. I think it's like a debate. It's not necessarily like the almost opposite, but it's like a debate between two
Lifestyles.
yes, exactly. But a lot of people come with see now we have asceticism and hedonism. So I think it's Marxism and hedonism. So some people believe like life is about pleasure and you should do everything in your power to enjoy that pleasure. Why Marxism believe, is it Marxism? I've
Because
forgotten.
Marxism has to do with economic system.
Economic
That's
system,
why-
Abi.
That's why Marxism is kind of the foundation on which communism and socialism are built on. That's why I know it as.
I've even
That's
forgotten
why-
that.
Anyhow, we shall know is the something
Yeah,
something one ism like that. One ism like that.
Exactly. What is in like the fact that life is not about enjoyment. You have to work hard, work before you eat. Those kind
Yeah.
of mentality. So this
Okay.
actually delved me into the fact that life is ups and downs. You have to take both. Then I started studying philosophy. Those times that I whenever I go out to look for a job, I will come back. Then I met one of my ex that I dated back in when I was still in Kwara State Polytechnic. So he got me some books. He was one that recommended what's this guy Robert Greene book for me, and then there's this
The 78 laws of power, the others.
yes 48 laws of power and some other books that I started reading, and then I started downloading books on philosophy, trying to understand. I think what I started from, maybe Christianity is not the best religion. So I started Google searching about different religion. So it not down on me like, if there is this much religion, so if they are saying that there is heaven, which heaven are we going to now? Which God are we now serving? If Islam will come and be like, oh no, Jesus and this kingdom is not the same with Allah, kingdom. Like, which is now the true religion? I think this now led me to what's this thought? Buddhism, and then meditation and the like. So because I have a background in psychology, Buddhism and all these meditation tend to it spoke to me, but I still feel something is missing. And then I started studying about sexualism and spirituality. I realized I love sex, and then I started coming to terms with that idea that I love sex. So I started studying that and philosophy and what is the meaning of life. So I fusing my knowledge of psychology and philosophy together to start understanding. So with this, I started dropping the idea of religion bit by bit. Just, I think, after a lot of study. That's why some people cannot be irreligious, because they can't actually build their mind to that extent. Because you can't just wake up and be like, I don't believe in God anymore. There should be like a basis you are standing on. Yeah, so this basis, maybe that where this your rational thinking, because our mind is not like I think it should be John Locke that said the mind is tabula rasa as at birth, in the sense that the mind is empty. So it's whatever you feel in that mind that you will now have to live with. So if there is nothing, we are filled all our lives with religion stuff. Now you want to drop that religion stuff, you are going back to that empty slate, empty lifestyle. Yes, we understand that there are some psychologists that believe that we have a natural biological process that are there. Let me say, like language acquisition device now that Noam Chomsky talked about, that we already have this. So it's not the language we now learn that will now help us to utilize this device that is biologically in us. You get? So now, but I believe the mind is an empty slate. So now, if it was filled with religion, how do you now go back when you drop that religion and this space is now empty? So I think that my study actually helped me to gain foundation. So one day I just woke up and just be like, if I die, I die. I'm dropping this religious fallacy. Yes, the first week it was hard. I will sleep like this, and it will be as if ghost is chasing me, but I will tell my mind that ghosts are not real, ghosts are not real, ghosts are not real. I will keep chanting it till I sleep off. So with time, I was feeling my mind, because I think I understand that part, because the mind was void. It needed something. So I had to just start. So that was how I pull myself in. And it's still a journey of discovery. Like you never stop learning. Yeah. So that's how I pulled away from religion.
So all that, once you pulled away, that guilt of like when you have sex, it went with it automatically.
Oh, automatically. I still have guilt when I masturbate, but I know it's just irrational.
You still have guilt?
When I masturbate, of course, all this post-com clarity that they used to talk about.
I'm
but I know it's irrational. It's normal for your mind to be rational. It's your rational thinking that will not let you, that you used to overcome that. So it still happens to me.
The indoctrination.
But whatever that I have to do with sex and guilt feeling, that one is off.
Yeah. Seems our network 212. All right, so we're back.
Okay.
So, what I was asking is that you lost the fear immediately. You locked out from religion.
Yes, I let's say I lost like 70%, but it's like a continuous journey, because I still wake up at midnight to just still be terrified about things.
Like hell, like the hellfire self. How did you hellfire?
Yes, I think like I said, a lot of things dropped off when I started studying philosophy. You know, philosophy can do things to the mind. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So I started dropping it off. So I think the idea of hedonism and Kantianism. Yes, Kantianism is the opposite.
How do you spell that?
Kartesianism.
Okay.
K-A-R-T. Let me see. Let me get it straight. So yes, K-A-N T-I-A-N-I ism.
K-A-N-T-I-A-N.
Kantianism.
Conscianism. Conscianism. Okay, the philosophical system proposed by Germans. Oh, Kant.
Yes.
Oh, okay, Immanuel
Immanuel
Kant.
Kant. Yes, it was proposed by Immanuel
Okay,
Kant.
all
It's the
right.
philosophy of the mind.
The rational
So
beings
it is
have
also used
dignity
in
and should be
ethics too.
respected. Okay.
So some people, a lot of people post it as opposite of hedonism. Like it's just hedonists are like people that are like, oh, life is to be enjoyed. Let's eat the coconut. Let's look
Chop
towards
life.
yes, chop
Ooh.
like a can. Let's look towards gaining pleasure more and reducing pain. Why Kantianism is actually talking about life. Maybe before you eat, you have to walk. Like it's like an ethical way of living. Like I want to fuck a lot of people, but because of my moral standard, let me just stay with one wife. Kantianism can be that. Why hedonism can be I want to fuck a lot of people is life. Let me enjoy my life. You understand? So I think this
Yeah.
actually helped me. So it actually shaped my mind of pleasure and pain. So heaven and hell can still fit into that category. It's like a two end of a continuum. So I just feel like I think I took up pleasure and pain and dropped heaven and hell. You get
Makes sense,
so
makes sense, makes sense.
so
It keeps you
eventually
in
I would
balance.
so eventually I tend to even realize that pain is necessary. I think the idea of pain is necessary is it's I actually come to agree with that term in with a psychological let's say how the nervous system works, the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system. So the sympathetic nervous system is what will ginger you to take action, let me say in the flight or fight response. You get so it will ginger you to take action,
Yeah.
while the parasympathetic will help you to calm down the and that overflowing adrenaline. So now those things are both necessary. So the same thing, pain and pleasure is necessary in the mind, because pain will help you to be reflective, while pleasure may actually help you to be proactive, like, oh, this is what life is. Let's say, oh, you're already getting like good things. So eventually when you get maybe like a stumbling block and then you get depressed, it can be reflective. You understand? That's why some people say they tend
Yeah.
to be thankful in those kind of period. So I think I took up the idea of pleasure and pain, ups and down, and normal part of life. So this actually helped me to drop that dread of hellfire and death. I've always the idea of death. I think I studied towards that part too. The idea of death is actually like peaceful for me, like it's the end of all this hustle bustle. So I don't think with that stream of thoughts, hell doesn't come to mind, because why will I think that is the peace, the end of all this struggle? You have to hustle, you have to wake up in the morning, you have to do this, you have to survive, you have to do that.
Yeah.
It's the end of everything and it is peaceful. So why do I need to think of hell again to come and mess up that peace? So I think that actually helped me with the idea of hell.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. If one day I just listening to you, like you saw your philosophy in your head is just it's just the buster. You just know somebody that studies philosophy. They think if a philosophical notice. So let's say go into how you were able to explore your sexuality and become a nudist and just like from the
Okay.
deeper life wahala to being free and you know.
Okay, yeah, I think
You said you didn't know they were bisexual and homosexual.
yes,
So how
I
did you
did
find out?
into so after I became irreligious and the like, and I started studying philosophy, I reached out to one of my friends that told me that there's a job in Ajoke, so I came to Ajoke for the job. Meanwhile, I and my current husband, we were friends back in our institution. So after NYSC, we started gisting. We started gisting during NYSC till after NYSC. So it was like, let us hook up now. This gisting is now getting like really intense. We need to fuck and the likes. So I think it was that time that this dirty December was actually raining. So I traveled to Kwara State to go and meet him, and we did dirty December. It was so cool. I enjoyed the sex. So when we got back, we got closer than we used to be, because our closeness before was actually let us hook up and fuck again. So after we have now fucked, now we now got like we should totally be in a relationship. You get. So I think before we even decided to be in a relationship, we fucked like maybe 30 times in different places in different days. So when we decided to be in a relationship, we decided to make it an open relationship, because we both had history with our exes being what do you call that? What is the term I will use now? Possessive. So we both want that freedom. So we made our relationship open. So when I started that job that my friend told me, so I was the job made an apartment available for me, because I was staying in Ikorodu then, so I can't be going back and forth to Ikorodu to Aja. So they made an apartment available to me. So when it's a workplace, so when I'm on my off days, I don't have anywhere else to go. So I just really just stroll along the road and just meet people, chat with people. And whenever anybody I chat with, and we're like, let's totally hook up and fuck now. We go, we fuck. Like that's the way I was just catching trip, meeting people. I can even meet people like can be asking me. Like I met a guy, a mature guy. I think towards that time I was even looking towards like fucking older person, like 40, 50. So I met this guy, was asking for a description for a restaurant. So I took him to that restaurant. So they were like, they lodge in this particular. I was like, today is my off day, so I can totally go anywhere. So I followed them. We went to their hotel. The guy was like, I think, holding all this and trying to be serious. Just I'm like, I'm here to fuck. But seriously, I was just trying to be please, I'm here to fuck. So we asked. So with that, eventually I met this guy, because I had when I said I had my scepter ring. So this guy tended to come to this place I was working. He said he likes my look, because I was on low cut and I have myself, because I look like a lesbian. I'm like, a lesbian? Seriously? So we started talking. He said he's bi. He has a boyfriend. He's bi. I'm like, okay. So we hooked up. We fucked. Then we started talking after the sex. He said he has a lot of girls that used to come around. There are even girls that are like stud, that peg him, and like say he will invite one of them over if I want to hook up with her, I should let him know. So he invited that girl. She's a stud. So we hooked up. That was my first time fucking a girl. It was amazing. I came like water. I was apologizing because I've never come like that in my life. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
Yeah. No. Battery. Ay. Okay, so you say you were begging them.
I was actually apologizing because that was the first time I came like that. Because there was liquid everywhere, like
splashing, splash. Okay.
So from there I realized that, oh my god, I think I love girls. And so I started exploring. So there was this day on my off day too that I went to a pool. I met a guy. The sister too is a stud. And it was even the sister that attracted me. So the guy was just like chatting me and blah blah. I said, I would rather fuck a sister. So I had the sister hooked up. I had the sister and the brother hooked up. The three of us shack up. So that's like the beginning of me exploring sexuality.
That's fucking amazing. Like to come all the way. This is what religion is trying to hold people back about.
I'm telling you.
After I converted that I was now open to anal sex because I have stopped being homophobic. A lot of guys don't have anal sex with women because of homophobia. Don't have anal sex. I'm like, what the fuck? That's a blessing. Like, that's an extra vagina. But if
I'm telling you, you don't even have to be afraid of pregnancy.
as in,
More on the common side.
it's fucking insane.
I was even, do you know that a lot of women don't even think of women masturbating? Because it feels like masturbating is like a guy thing. It was a boyfriend
that's
like
what
my husband now that was like encouraging, you should try masturbating. I'm like, I don't like, I don't want to touch myself. It's so, but as soon as I started like this, oh my God.
No going back.
I saw another effort. No
Because
going back.
I know a lot of guys don't make women come. Women are suffering. You cannot masturbate. You are not coming.
Even statistics says it. I think like 20%, less than 20% of women come from regular penal sex.
It's heartbreaking.
It's just, I think it's just nature.
Religion
and
is
a lot
just
of men have not. A lot of men have not come to the idea. They'll be like, "Oh, I'm competing with a toy." Like it's complimentary.
That's your partner, motherfucker. That's your partner. That's your team.
See, a guy can actually come in for 4 hours and I will not come. You just be going in and coming out. But let me just put my vibrator for 2 seconds.
The way it just blocks your mind. You're not open to experiment new things.
Exactly.
You're just missionary, daddy and mommy. And you have to pack. 10 taps, 10 pumps don't come. Olushi. You don't even know where the clitoris is. Even this person, I didn't even know where it was before. Somebody had to tell me, say, is it's at the back there. You bend like, I'm like, hey.
You can't breathe.
Is it last year that I've just found that?
When living religion will actually give you that opportunity. You know what living is? Living is trying things out before you even say no, I don't like this. Living is actually your entire being discovering itself over and over and over and over again. It was after that I realized we started my partner and I started talking about what is polyamory. Let's start watching YouTube about let's do this, let's do that, and then I realized I don't even like regular heterosexual porn. I don't watch it. I only watch gay porn. And it is out of this discovery, because if you have to like follow whatever the society says, you just be like clamped up in one box and not even know what next to do.
Yeah, it's not that. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. So Ajoke, it has been an amazing story. Right to the very end. Do you want us to find you online?
Yes, you can follow me on Twitter. It's a nudist Twitter.
No,
and only Ajoke, HOELYAJOKE.
No, we'll put it in the show notes. So just on Twitter we can find you. All right.
Yes.
Nice one. I really appreciate you coming to share your story with us.
Thank you for having me.
Very great. Thank you for listening to this episode. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Apple, Spotify, Google, YouTube, and other platforms that are podcasts available. If you want to share your story, please feel free to reach out, email, social media. The links are in the show notes below. Have a great week, and I will catch you on the next one.